Hello and welcome to Interstellar Quest, and today is going to be a slightly different episode. I wanted to talk to you about my roadmap, because I created a roadmap on how I think we're going to play the game, and of course roadmaps are just a plan on things that might evolve. Might turn out different, but this is my current plan. And the first stage of the roadmap is really Kerbin's Cradle, that's what I'm calling it. And my main goals for that is to get something like a permanent presence in Kerbin orbit. And of course we already have our Skylab 1, and that's a very cool space station, but it's a very small space station compared to what we're going to need. So we're going to need an orbital shipyard, something massive that allows us to build ships in orbit, construct them there. We'll need to house engineers, pilots, we'll need shuttles to go there, so there's going to be a lot of work. We also need to figure out how to get resources and resupply our craft. So we're going to be in a different solar system, so how to figure that out? Well, most likely, and the best candidate in phase 1 is, well, get something out in Mun. Get something out in Mun or maybe Minmus. And of course, we've already started working on that, but there's a lot of missions out there. You can see these nice colors. Those are mission orbits that I may or may not do. So having some kind of a base there, that's going to be our main goal, our main science goal. Getting high gain relay networks up all the way to Juna, because we're going to need that for the second phase. And get comfortable transport routes, like shuttle runs to LKO and getting to Munar orbit. So we're going to need some craft for that to basically be comfortable in that area. And once that's up, we'll move to phase 2. We also need to have a lot of science, because phase 2 requires us to unlock nuclear power and nuclear engines. So we're going to develop an SSTO. I've never done an SSTO before. That's something we're going to build. We're going to Juna for a long duration stay, and we're going to figure out where on late in the Joule system we want to build our next base. So we have science goals, figuring out how the Joule system works, how to get like deuterium and helium free from Joule. We need a capability goal of getting reusable tugs, something running probably liquid hydrogen. And together with Kerbal Atomics, we should be able to get some kind of an atomic cycler that gets us comfortable to the Julian system. Let's see if I can find you. Juna. Wow, looking very beautiful today. So we'll probably have a mission to Juna at least to run a base and figure out how to do the logistics around that. Maybe not a permanent presence, but just to practice. Nobody goes to a dress. Despite there would be very good reasons to do that in this playthrough. But yeah, we're not going to do that. We're going to Joule. And Joule, as a beautiful gas giant, and it has these resources. So phase 3 will really be about creating an outpost in Lathe orbit, maybe even a shipyard over there. So I think we're going to build the main structures around Kerbin and then ship them off to Joule, and then in Joule have them refueled for the long duration trip. So we'll need some kind of a torch transit to Joule, something that gets there in, say, a month or 2 months, like not the 2 years interval and then take all the way to get there. Well, we need something fast. We also need something that can get us to Lathe and to the service and get us back up. So we'll probably need the SSTO there. And this is also where we do our trial run. So we'll build a prototype, some kind of, maybe not faster than light, but something really powerful, like a fission drive or a fusion drive, and we'll create an unmanned probe that flies to depth to do the first scientific in situ data, figure out what landing zones are, what kind of planets there are. That is already going to eat up most of our resources. And then it's phase 5, and phase 5 is really about building the ship. Building it and leaving the solar system, going all the way to depth. Let me see if I can get us there. So we'll have to leave the Julian system, even ELO behind us, and get to depth. Depth is a interesting system. I haven't really read up on everything there. I've done a little bit of research just to know that I can do something there. But I don't know which orbits the planets exactly have, where every planet and moon is. But we're going to get there in phase 5. We're going to build this huge colony ship. We're going to have a lander that's going to establish a base somewhere. And yeah, the next phase would really be industrialization of the Dab system. So phase 6 is... phase 5 is really the industrialization phase. So we should be able to refuel our interstellar craft. We should figure out where to get deuterium, get helium free, or whatever fuel we're going to use. If we use antimatter, we need a different way of gathering it, but I think I'm going for fission or fusion. We'll need some kind of tankers to fill up everything. We probably need to dig for metal and ore to build new craft and build up our colony. And hopefully everything is up and running by the time the Kerbals back in Kerbal have rebuilt their second ISV. But that's something for a different episode. So now you sort of know what's in my mind and what I'm trying to achieve as a roadmap for the series. We are currently very early in the first phases. We barely made it to orbit. And I hope you join me on this interstellar quest.